Yo, it's really getting nice out here. It's almost June, you know, it's that transitioning from spring to summer. We right in the midst of it. It's getting warmer, so more people are coming out. And you know what happens when that happens? Dates, courting, getting to know people, finding a summer love. You know all that stuff. Come on, we all been through it. Let's be real. But if you find yourself in that situation, if you know someone who is about to or is in that transition summer love, if you have daughters or nieces who are going through that, well, I strongly advise this video for all those situations. I want to talk about something about the mindset of men, because y'all know that's what this channel is about, for those women who are in those situations to be cognizant about when it comes to men, decent men. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the specific things serious men learn about you after the first 3 dates. Interesting. But before I start, make sure you subscribe to me. Press that subscribe button below. Like, follow, comment, follow on all my social media at sealztheman, and thank you for being here with me. I truly appreciate your support, viewership, and just rocking with your guy, all right? Let's get started. Now, let me break down what it looks like in the mind of a man when it comes to those first 3 dates. And I strongly advise, I'm not saying you have to do this, but as your internet brother, your internet cousin, your internet shoulder angel, I strongly advise you to go on at least 3 intentional dates with anyone, all right? Hear me out. Listen to your boy, all right? So anyway, going back to what the first 3 dates look like in the mind of a man. Serious man. The first date is just an intro. Hi, what's your name? Hopefully you don't have the same last name as me, because now we might be cousins. All right, that got kind of weird. But what are you into? What do you like? What do you dislike? Why are you interested in me? Those things, those are introduction things. Breaking the ice, right? So that's what it looks like in our mind. We got to show ourselves, all right? The second date is more about comfortability. We're going past the novice stage to the intermediate stage. Now we're going to start asking questions and talking a little bit more serious. The meat of the pie. I'm trying to think, have I ever eaten a pie with meat in it? Now we're digging a little bit more. We're trying to really figure you out now. Because we got that intro out the way. I know your name now. Now what's behind that name? That's where we get into right now. So now what a serious man thinks on that third date is all about intention. Now I'm presenting myself to you, what I want, what I'm looking for. Now that we've gotten to get to know each other a little bit better, what are you looking for? Is there a possibility that we can combine these things that we are looking for? Is there any compatibility between us, between our desires, our wants, our needs? Is this going to work? Should we pursue something now? Now, this is not the Bible to the first 3 dates. I'm not trying to tell you this is exactly what all men think, but I'm just giving sort of a guide. But I will tell you it's not too far-fetched from that, all right? Now that we got that out the way, I'm going to get to the things that serious men learn about you after the first 3 dates. The first thing I'm going to talk about is that we learn about your physical habits, your tics, your body language, your grins, your smiles, what you smile at, the combing of your hair with your fingers, how many times you look at the mirror, how many times you look at your phone, do you conduct eye contact? All those physical things are what serious men learn about you after the first 3 dates. And the reason why this is important for men to learn these physical traits and these physical things about you is because each one of those things tell a story, a different story about you. Believe it or not. There is a reason why people do these little things they do. These little tics they have, the tapping of the feet, sweating, lack of eye contact. Those all tell stories. And serious men will pick up on those things. They will pay attention to those things. They will learn those things about you to create more of a story about you. So one thing about me is that I watch a lot of cop shows, a lot of detective shows. And one thing that you'll always see them do is try to create a story. They'll come to a crime scene. They don't know what happened. All they could do is look at the evidence before them and create a story that will hopefully lead to the reality, the truth. And that is the same exact thing that serious men do with these dates. They look at the evidence, which is you and all the things you're doing in that moment or those moments, and they try to create a better story of who you are. So that will lead me to my next thing that serious men learn about after the first 3 dates, and that is the things you look for in conversation, your favorite topics, your least favorite topics. Because as y'all know, there's a lot of talking in dates, in dating, in the dating process. That's how you get to know someone, right? But during these conversations, a serious man will pick up on the things that you are most excited about. But he will also, on the flip side of the coin, pick up on the things that you are least excited about. This also goes along with body language. He will see the things that you are more upright about or will sit up for. But he will also notice when you're slumped, when y'all start to talk about a certain thing, or you lessen the eye contact, or you're more fidgety. Serious men notice these things, all of those. This is also important for him to know because now he knows what to talk more about with you and what to talk less about with you. Because who wants to poke the bear? If you know someone is not comfortable about talking about a certain thing, why would I continue to talk about that thing? Especially when I'm trying to give you a good impression, a good first impression, second impression, right? He's not trying to mess this up with you. Another important, interesting thing that serious men will pick up about you, will learn about you after the first 3 dates. Y'all need to know this, ladies, is your ratio of giving and receiving. How much you give or pour into the conversations and how much you receive or like to be talked to, because this creates a big part of your character profile that he's building up on you in these dates. Serious men notice if you are all about yourself very quickly, because if the percentages are off kilter and balanced, he will notice. If you like to talk about yourself more versus figuring who he is, he will notice that. If you like to listen more versus being conservative or quiet or less verbal, he will notice that. This is how he builds your character profile. The more or less you do is what he will build up on you. So be cognizant of that, all right? Another thing he will learn about you after the first 3 dates is the width of your attention span. How much are you really present when y'all are together? Do you pay attention? Are you there? Does it seem like you're in another place when y'all talking or when he's talking to you? Are you attentive? Or are you keeping eye contact? Or are you just looking all over the place? Or you're on your phone constantly, frequently? He notices these things. He picks up on these things and he will judge you on these things. And when I say judge, I'm not speaking in a, funny to say, judgmental way. When I say judge, what I mean is he's trying to figure out if you're compatible with him. Because let's say if he's a man who wants a lot of attention or wants your attention, basically, you're not going to be compatible to him if you're on your phone all the time or not being present or not looking at him. He will also see in this figuring out your width of attention span, how long you can keep a conversation. Can you keep a conversation? Are you good at giving feedback? One funny thing about conversation is that I look at it as a tennis match. It's almost a volley. I'm gonna give you something, I want you to give it back to me. And then I'm gonna give you something back and then you're gonna give it back to me. It's just like a tennis match. But if I hit the ball to you and you lazily or kind of hit it back to me and I think nothing of it and I hit it back to you and I don't get nothing in return, then in his eyes, that is a fail. This is not gonna work because you're not giving back to me. And especially when I am giving all the effort to you. I'm so interested in you. I'm giving you so much and you're giving nothing or minimal in return. He's paying attention to that. And that leads me to my last part of what serious men learn about you after the first 3 dates. And it's if you're truly interested in him on your part. Is your desire for him showing? Is it evident? Is it obvious? Are you curious? Are you asking questions? Are you trying to figure him out? Are you trying to get to know him? Those are all actions of interest. If he feels wanted, a serious man is going to pour into you even more. But if he feels like he's not wanted by you, if you're doing none of those things, then he will think you have no interest in him. Simple as that. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, especially for those who are out there enjoying this nice warm weather, getting to know people, getting out more. Be safe and make sure y'all take what I said in this video and remember it. And I will see y'all in my next video. Peace and blessings. Goodbye.